Hey everyone, Dr. Carla here, and I have a great friend of mine, Laura Balzer, and you know what, tonight we're just going to have a conversation about an experience, a life experience, life-changing experience.
Life-changing experience, for sure.
That happened to you, you know, just about a year. It hasn't even been a year, right?
November 17th.
November 17th. See, when you have a life experience, you remember that
month, you remember
date.
the year.
You remember that. So I know her story is going to be encouraging. It's one filled with hope, and also one that might just make you think about something. So Laura, November 17th.
Yeah.
You got a phone call.
I did. I had been in Virginia on some business, and when I was up there, I had not been to the doctor's for a while. So I thought, you know, hey, I'm going to call my doctor and see if she can fit me in, and we'll kind of go from there. So I go bebopping in, and I get a great physical and get all the female work done, and I leave. And I come back to Sarasota, where now I'm living, and literally had just touched the ground from the plane. And I get a phone call that says, you know, hey, Laura, we've detected a little change on your right side, and we just want to do another ultrasound and another picture to detect what's going on. And I thought, well, how serious is this? You know, I was 54 at the time, 55. And I thought, well, unusual change is not that unusual at that age. Right. And so I said, well, I can't come back to Virginia. Can I get it done here in Sarasota? And so they said, sure. So the strangest thing happened, Carla, is after I found a place and made the appointment, I just had this feeling come over me. And I can't explain it. I mean, even today when I tell it, and it was to call a friend of mine who owned a wellness center who I'd worked with before. And so I immediately called her and let her know that I'd gotten a bad mammogram and I needed to talk to her. And she called me back immediately, and you know, we just conversed a little bit about the situation. And she's all holistic, very much about feeding the body, not and curing it versus poisoning the body. So I think that I was really led to her to talk to her about it.
Right. Yeah. Isn't that interesting how you instinctively knew, like you were on your way to get another mammogram, and something just said in your spirit, don't go. Don't go. Don't go. And, you know, I think it was at that moment, I knew something wasn't right, and I needed to take steps to figure out what it was, but be calm about it. I didn't feel like there was a reason to get all upset and wiggy, even though that's your first instinct to do that. So we chatted a little bit, and one thing that really sang out to me was I asked her, should I go get this mammogram? Should I go get these other pictures taken? And she said, absolutely not. She said, if in fact that's what's going on, radiation is the last thing I need in your body. And so she advised me to come into her practice, and I got what is called a live blood analysis done. And her husband, who's her business partner as well, was able to see that I did have cancer in my body. And so we started a discussion, you know, how are we going to take care of it? And, you know, you and I had talked earlier, and I've been in health and wellness for 30 plus years. So what do you feel like was different? Because you got the call and they said, we see something, and you instinctively knew to go a different direction, and you really, I mean, it sounds like you really didn't freak out about it.
I didn't.
Right.
I didn't. It was, I think because I've had the experience to meet so many great people and get exposed to so many different things, be it wellness doctors, be it mindset, you know, exposure, that I just, it didn't bother me. I knew I had facets around me that could help me and lead me in the right direction. And that was my instinct to call her.
So what about when you saw it in your blood?
You know, it's funny. I don't know a lot about blood, but through my training over the years, I knew enough that when I saw the picture up on the screen, something wasn't right. You know, my blood cells weren't moving. They were very dark. You could tell that there was just, you know, acid in there. It was just, it wasn't pretty. It really wasn't pretty, but I'm not knowledgeable. So, you know, Dr. Mike sat and looked at it for a while, and I'm tapping my feet like I need an answer.
Yeah.
And you know, he finally said, "Yeah, it's here. It's in your body. You have cancer."
Right.
And I think the best thing he said to me at that moment was, "But we can fix it."
Right.
But we can fix it.
Yeah.
And I think so many people lack that statement. And they move directly into fear. And when you have somebody who knows what they're doing, say, "Don't worry, we can fix it."
Yeah.
You know, but it's shocking.
Yeah.
You know, that's the last thing I thought I would hear. You know, my family had been through a lot, and we were coming out of it. And, you know, the cream always rises to the top. And, you know, so to get those words, it was a little unsettling. It was a little unsettling.
Yeah. And I know, you know, we talked about this, and when I think about you, you know, Laura has been in health and wellness and fitness, and probably the most healthiest fit person I know for 3 decades or more.
A long time.
So
I love it. It's my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you ever at one point just thinking, how the heck could someone as healthy as me?
Yeah. You do. You ask yourself that question, and then everybody around you starts asking you that question. Like, "Oh my God, Laura, you're the cleanest eater. You work out. You know, how does this happen?"
Right.
And I think that sometimes the way we live our lives, that unbeknownst to us, we create a perfect storm. And sometimes it's in our control, and sometimes it's out of our control.
Right.
And I think that's what happened to me. I think between, you know, the crash of 2008 really affected my family, and we had a lot going on, and I think between the stress of that, and then maybe sometimes we always don't eat as well as we should. I think we eat really well, but we're unsure of certain foods that are causing things that we didn't know about, and that was probably one of the biggest things I learned working with the wellness center that I worked with. You know, foods that I'd eaten my entire life that I thought were healthy really aren't. And I think that was a big, big thing for me. So
but you're right about the stress. You know,
stress is big.
Over 95% of all disease
is caused by
can
stress.
be traced back to chronic stress, because we all have stress. I mean, if you stub your toe and you have pain, that sends a message of stress in your body. But chronic stress over time, because we actually have something called a vital body, and that's like our spirit body. So you have, or an energy body, whatever you want to call it, but you have a physical body, but you have this energy, spirit body, vital body that senses things. And it's almost like it has little antennas that pick up, and they're on your skin. You have skin receptors. That's why you get goosebumps when something startles you. It's picking it up. So what happens over time is, if you're getting so much coming at you, and you'll know, like, if you think about a time when something upset you, where do you feel it in your body? That's the area that's being bombarded by that energy, the negative energy. And so if you leave that unaddressed or not pay attention to it over time, it will manifest into the physical. Which that's what happened.
And I really think between the stress and sugar, and you know, I think everybody needs to realize that so many of our foods that we think are healthy, or the media helps us believe that they're healthy, really cause a lot of sugars in our body. And I think honestly, you know, it doesn't matter how it happens. I just think I happen to create the perfect storm. And I think that's a lot for a lot of people. You know, Carla, I'll tell you, stress. We all know what stress feels like. We've all experienced. We've all cried. We've all gotten upset. But, you know, it's funny when you go through a moment or a life-changing moment like this, you really can pick up that little bit of stress and what it can do to your body. You're so much more aware. And you just, you know, you just walk away from it. You just, you have to take control. And I think that was the big thing for me. It really taught me to do that more. And I think everybody needs to learn to do that. more.
Definitely.
To walk away. You don't have to, nobody has to sit there and just do that. Take it.
Definitely become more aware. when something like that happens. So yeah, I mean, you mentioned food, and I think we all know that sugar is enemy number one.
Enemy number one.
Enemy number one. I mean, that and processed sugars, white foods,
Sure.
you know, all of the pastas, because they convert to sugar in your body. But you know, we talked about it several times, because I'm like, but Laura, I love fruit. How can I give up fruit? I want to eat fruit.
Yeah.
So, but some fruits are good. So we don't want to completely eliminate fruit. And every food is going to be different for every person. Like you said, certain foods were not good for you.
Sure.
But maybe they're good for somebody else that has something else going on.
Right.
So I think the key is, like you said, listening to that intuitive part of your body that says, well, if I eat this and I don't feel good, it's probably not what you're supposed to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too, educating yourself. Like, you know, I grew up eating fish, lobster, clams.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that fed on the bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
Well, as I'm getting my new regimen, those things over long periods of time create bacteria and fungus in your body. And cancerous fungus.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's not something to fear. It's something that can be fed and taken care of.
Right.
So I really cut out anything that fed on the bottom of the sea. I cut out anything that grew in the dark. So like mushrooms, they're a fungus. So if it had fish or scales on, or fins and scales on it, fine to eat. Pasture-raised meats, pasture-raised eggs, they were fine. You know, Carla, just because that package says organic does not mean it's good.
Right.
You know, it's because even they might be eating organic corn. Corn's not good for you.
Right.
So it was just that, it was really, people think I'm crazy when I say it, it's the coolest thing I've ever done. To be able to heal yourself from breast cancer in 6 months through nutrition is just the coolest thing ever.
It is.
And it's an experience that people need to hear.
It is, definitely, and so encouraging. And I would say, I mean, well, I'll let you answer this question, because, you know, it came down to a choice for you, because you could have got the mammogram, and
I did.
Oh, this story could have a totally different ending.
Totally different ending.
But you trusted your instincts, and in that moment, you just stepped back for a second. So I guess if you would have just one piece of advice, someone gets a call from their doctor's office, and it's news that's going to be a life event for them. What do you advise?
I would say don't panic. There's no need to panic. You need to stop, you need to take a breath and know that you have many avenues open to you. You just have to explore them. You know, my choice for me was to leave the white coats at the door. You know, I never went back to the doctor. I never knew the degree. I didn't need to know. All I needed to know was that I wanted to fix it. So really surrounding yourself with some amazing people who can put you in a great mindset, you know, get you started on a great path. You know, I didn't tell everybody, Carla. You know, there was a core group of people. I didn't even tell my mom. Because she was very white coat oriented. And I didn't want to live with that every day, because I knew my mindset and my well-being was number one, even over the food, you know?
True.
And so just breathe, that it will be okay, and that don't put yourself in a situation that's being painted by doom and gloom. Put yourself in a situation of hope, health, vitality. And it's amazing how it just all starts to come together. Yeah.
And like you said, instinctively, you know.
You do.
Yeah.
And you know, I have to add something to that. Women out there, we need to slow down. You know, I remember I asked Mike, how long do you think I've had it? And he said, Laura, come on. I go, I'm not going to hold you to it. Just give me a guesstimate. And he said 6 or 7 months. And you know, Carla, the minute he said that, it made perfect sense to me. Because about 6 months prior, we as women were always tired, right?
Yeah.
But I was starting to become unusually tired. Like I'd walk into the gym and I'd get on the bike for 3 minutes and I'd get off. Or I didn't want to go. Or I wanted to go to bed at 8. Like, You know, so listen to your bodies, like you said. Be instinctive, listen, and be proactive, not reactive.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
I think
key.
that's the biggest key. Right now, start today. Don't wait for the phone call.
Right.
Don't wait for the phone call. But if you get it, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
There's definitely hope out there and choices.
Lots
Many
of
different
choices. So many
Yeah.
choices.
Right.
So
Awesome.
many choices.
Awesome. Well, thank you
You're
so much
welcome.
for sharing your story with
You're
us.
welcome.
And hopefully this was helpful for someone out there that may
I
be
hope so.
watching and,
Absolutely.
or sharing with a friend. So I'll say bye for now. It's Dr. Carla TV, and we'll see you here next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.